Hey there, welcome back to another episode of JRC TV. Today we're going to be talking about 3 of the most important fundamentals that are necessary to increase your personal and professional performance. So what are these fundamentals? What's the foundation you need as a human being to really excel and perform at your absolute best? Well, before I tell you, let me just give you a little bit of test. Let's say that you are a soldier and you get captured by the enemy. And what are the things that they take away from you piece by piece to break you down as a human being, to break your willpower, to break your resilience, to keep you from being at your absolute best? What do they take away? Well, first, many times they do something called sleep torture. So they take away your sleep, your ability to have consistent, deep, quality sleep, or even any sleep at all. Many times I've heard they put you in rooms, and I know this sounds crazy, and I don't know where I even read this, but they put you in rooms and they play loud music at you 24 hours a day that keeps you from having the ability to get sleep and replenish your mind or body. This breaks down yourself psychologically. Not only that, what else do they take away? A lot of times they'll take away food. They take away your ability to give your body the nutrients it needs to be at its peak. And so they feed you a little soup with a pea in it, or they feed you a little piece of bread once a day, and it literally starts to deteriorate your body because you don't have the fuel physically to keep running on. The final thing they take away, they lock you in a little cell and they keep you from having the ability to move. And so what's interesting is when you do this to a human being, it breaks them down, it breaks them mentally, emotionally, and physically down to a point that they can no longer function at any level, if not peak capacity. So what's really wild is when you look at the foundational elements it takes to get a human being, you, to perform at your absolute best, what do you think the 3 major components are to get you at your best? Well, number 1, we need to make sure you have high quality sleep. So in today's download, we've given a handful of tips from a good friend of ours, Sean Stevenson, who wrote a book called Sleep Smarter. And in the book, he describes 21 different ways you can amplify and intensify and increase the quality of your sleep. So we give you a couple tips. So I'd love to know, how you currently rate yourself in the area of sleep. And I'd love to also give you a handful of tips that can help you increase your sleep over the next days, weeks, months of your life and get better quality sleep every night. The next piece is nutrition. How would you rate yourself currently in your nutrition, what you feed yourself? Now, most of the executives and the entrepreneurs that I work with usually have a story that goes something like this. Well, I know what I should be eating every day, but it's life. You got to have fun. You got to let loose, right? What am I supposed to do when I go out with a client and they ask me to have drinks? Or what do I do? It was my niece's birthday party last night, and it's my brother's birthday party tomorrow, and it's my grandnan's birthday party on Thursday. And not only that, my uncle's turning 50 on Saturday, Sunday. So, I got to have a piece of cake. And you hear all these stories about all the things they should be doing, but then in reality, what they're actually doing, and it doesn't match. So you rate yourself. How well do you fuel your body with food, with nutrition every single day? Do you put only the highest quality, best fuel in your mind and body physically? Meaning not only what you feed yourself in your mouth, but what you read and what you listen to, what you learn? Are you only putting the highest quality fuel, kind of a level 10, or 50-50? Some days you do, some days you don't. Or are you kind of a 0 to 1 where you're just putting junk in, expecting some high performance results, when in actuality you're really just breaking yourself down from the inside out? So nutrition, sleep, the final is movement. How much are you moving every day? This is overly simple, but I'll tell you, at a point in my life when I thought I was really active, I'd wake up, I'd do a 30-minute walk on the beach with a jog, I'd go lift weights at the gym, I'd do an hour of yoga in the afternoons, and I sat down and I used one of these little fitness trackers to see how much I was actually moving. And I thought, well, I have to be way above average because I'm moving so much, I'm so active. I work out, I do yoga, I lift weights, I have to have tons of steps. And I remember saying the average person should be doing 10,000 steps a day to stay super healthy. And I remember wearing it for my first time, coming home, looking at it and thinking it must not be calibrated right because it said I only walked 4,000 steps that day. I remember thinking, wait a minute, holy smokes, I'm not even giving an average kind of result. And I expect myself to perform above average. I want above average, extraordinary, outstanding results, and I'm only showing up averagely in my steps. That's weird. So I did it for a week and I found out it was true. And all of a sudden I started to figure out what could I do each day to get just 1,000 more steps, 2,500 more steps, 1 more mile in each day. And by doing it, it caused me to find ways to increase my performance, and it paid dividends and results, phenomenal results. So question, how much are you actually moving? Now here's a bigger question that's in the download today, which is how are you currently tracking day to day all 3 of these categories? Because what I find is when I work with top executives at different companies, I say, how well do you sleep? And they say, oh, pretty well. I say, how do you know that? And you get the weird like, well, I guess I wake up most days feeling good and I normally sleep about this many hours. I say, but what system, what device, how are you actually tracking the quality of your sleep, not just the time? Are you using one of those Apple products to kind of watch how much you move at night? Are you using a Fitbit or a sleep tracker in some way to see how deep your sleep is, the quality? What about your nutrition? Do you track not only what you're eating, but how nutritious it is for your body? And are you eating the right for your blood type and those types of things? Are you putting the right fuel in your body for the machine you have? You put a different type of fuel in a Lamborghini than you do a Toyota Corolla. But what kind of fuel and how do you know the difference? How are you measuring the quality of what you're fueling your body with? Not only that, movement. How are you tracking your movement? Do you go to the gym? Do you just write it down? Do you have a journal? Again, do you use a little tracker? So we have some suggestions for you. If you want to increase your performance, this is the very first base level kind of rating we give any of our clients that come and work with us in one-on-one coaching, is we help them figure out what are they actually doing. And then we help them create a plan and figure out how do you want to improve it? Where do you want to go from here? And how are we going to set up systems and accountability to make sure you're actually following through? So it's not something you intellectually know you should be doing, but it's something you're actually applying and doing every single day. So download today's worksheet. Get a rating, get a scale of how you feel you're actually doing. Grab some of the tools we use, try them out and see how you're actually performing. If you want some help to increase your performance, give us a call. We'll do a complimentary 30-minute session with you, myself or one of our coaches, and we'll help you put together a plan of how you can increase your personal and professional performance. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Pass it on if you think you know someone who needs it. Hit the share button and spread the love. And I'll see you next week for another episode of JRC TV.